good, everybody? Welcome to Tuesday's Weekday Wagers. My name is Mark Wallace. I am so happy and so glad that you found us here because if you're not watching us live, unfortunately, you may already be behind. So just a quick reminder, look, we have a jam-packed show. Robbie Hockey is joining me today. Can't wait to break down last night's football game and possibly tonight's biggest NHL game on the slate. And if you would have circled this game when the schedule first came out and told me that this was going to be a huge game, I would have laughed at you then. We're going to break that down here in just a few minutes. Second or third, whichever one that is. If you have any plays today, we haven't done a people's parlay at all this week. I know it's just Tuesday. Drop those plays in. Let's see if we can get 4 plays together, put a little people's parlay, a nice plus 200, 300 banger. Would love to see those cash in again. But before we get to today, we do have to take a look and see what happened yesterday. And yesterday, unfortunately, DG's Harrison Barnes did not come through for us. We did see some goals in the first period in that Blue Jackets Oilers game. A bit of a sweat at the end. They finally got it together and scored both of those goals after the first 10 minutes, which is a little unusual, but more on that later. The other thing is that the Just the Stats Sports play of the day, the model pick of the day, has continued just to cash. I believe we're now 4-0, 3-0, 3-0, something like. I just know we haven't lost. So there is that. I'll tell you what. Why don't I give you tonight's play of the day? And it's back in the hard court. College basketball, Tulane, -5.5 at -110. The model has this projected at a 78.6% hit rate. I actually asked the guys, I said, can you give me a way that I am not going to put people to sleep just banging them over the head with numbers on why or how the model picks these out? And suffice to say, it sorts through all of the matchups, and that's NBA, NHL, football, if football's taking place, basketball, whatever sport is taking place that night, it sorts through, finds the highest rated play with the best odds available and marries those two together and comes out with the play of the day. Again, it's been on fire. Go ahead and get that in now. And let's go. Let's stay undefeated is what I think. But with all that done, it is time to bring in our player prop guru himself, Mr. Robbie Hockey. Robbie, how you doing today?
Good, Mark. Happy Veterans Day to you. I know you served and all the other veterans around there. So happy Veterans Day. Big hockey game tonight. Like you said, did not think it would be a big hockey game tonight, but yet here we are.
Oh, here we are. And you're right. And, a huge shout out to everybody who has served, and not just those who served in the military, but their families as well, because that's the one thing people don't realize is the sacrifice that families have to make while those people are serving their country. So huge shout out to everybody who falls into that veterans category, veterans and family alike. Hope you enjoy your Veterans Day, and thank you. Thank you so much for your service. Yeah. Before we get to tonight's hockey game, I have to ask you, what the hell is going on with NFL primetime games? Can we just answer that this week? I mean, you talk about 3 snooze fests. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think DG jinxed it on Thursday last week when he's like, these primetime games have been high scoring, fun games. And since then, we've had nothing but duds. That game last night, it sucked. It sucked. Both quarterbacks looked terrible. I honestly, I fell asleep. Before the fourth quarter was over, I fell asleep. I could care less about that game at that point.
Yeah, it's unbelievable because everything was pointed from a data standpoint. Everything was pointed into a high scoring. I mean, we've got 2 teams with the highest offensive EPAs. They don't like to punt. They don't like to give up the ball. They like that time of possession and chewing up the clock. You figured to be some points on the board, and it was like watching a tennis match. and they were just volleying and serving the ball back and forth to each other. I thought I had to play on the under 7.5 punts. It looked good for the first quarter. We didn't have a single punt in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And this is going to be great. This is going to be great. And then lo and behold, we finished the first half with 4. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, it's stupid. So stupid. But we do have a game. Shifting from that, let's get away from those awful games and talk about a game that I never saw coming when the schedule came out. And we've got the Anaheim Ducks traveling up to Denver, Colorado to take on the Avalanche tonight. 9:30 p.m. Eastern time is when that game kicks off. You can catch it on, I believe, HBO and TNT. I think it's TNT's hockey night tonight. The lines on this right now are so heavily favored to Colorado. You got the Avalanche on the money line at -250. You can take them on the puck line at -105. Here's the thing that I really have a question about. The line right now is at 7. And while it's juiced to the under at -135, are you kidding me? 7? When you see this game and you see this matchup tonight, Robbie, what are some of the first thoughts that you have?
Yeah, just looking at the heavy hitters for Anaheim, it's Leo Carlsson and Cutter Gauthier. They've been unstoppable as of late. Leo Carlsson has a goal in 3 straight games. And then when you look at Colorado, it's Nathan McKinnon and everybody else. McKinnon has 9 points in 2 games. I mean, he's been absolutely killing it. Scott Wedgwood is a pretty good goalie, though. So is Lucas Dostal. Both of them have had really good seasons to start out. I don't know. I just feel like you think this Ducks train is going to stop at some point, but I don't know. I don't know if it can stop tonight. The Avalanche are heavy favorites for a reason. They are, in my opinion, a better overall team. But it wouldn't surprise me if the Ducks sneak up on them tonight the way they've been playing.
Well, it's also interesting because when I was looking at coming up with the play on this game for, over at Justice Stat Sports, one of the things that really stood out to me was that the Anaheim Ducks on the road this season, they have covered the puck line in every single game except for their very first road game of the year. Other than that, they've either won outright and surprised teams, or 2 have kept games really close. And I'm just kind of curious. They lead the league as far as goals scored a game, but what is it about their defense that is keeping them? Is it just about their offense and not so much their defense that's keeping them in these games?
For me, it's more their offense than anything. Every time I'm sitting down and the game is on, I get a notification that somebody from Anaheim has scored again, and it's just nonstop. But like I said, they're going against a formidable defense tonight. You've got Kel McCarr, leading the Avalanche in that first line. It's going to be a tougher test. I know DG is all on the Ducks, and as he should be. They've been killing it. But I don't see Anaheim coming out of this one tonight with a win. I may be eating those words, but to me, overall, it looks like Colorado should take this one tonight.
Yeah, and I will tell you this: this is a play that in the NHL that the model likes, but didn't see the value. There is another model rated play in the NHL that the model liked better, I guess is what I'm saying. But that does have Colorado to win this in regulation. So I think there's a way, because I know DG just put in the chat the Ducks plus 1.5 is at -110. I actually kind of like that look because I think that everybody still thinks, yes, the Ducks. The Ducks are still they still suck. And the reality is that the reality hasn't caught up yet or hasn't surpassed the perception of the public.
No, and I was thinking even this week, I think they played Vegas maybe on Sunday, and I was hesitant to do props for the Ducks. I was like, all right, Vegas is a good team. It's in Vegas. Maybe I'll hold off on the Ducks tonight. And sure enough, they still came out. They won the game. The top 2 guys, Carlson and Gauthier, both had fantastic games. You can't count them out anymore. I think, a month into the hockey season, they've proven that they can keep this thing going. If they can all just stay healthy, that's the big thing. And they're younger guys too, so you shouldn't have to worry about too much wear and tear. Leo and Cutter are both two young players, and with Anaheim right now, that future's looking bright. I wish the Preds would take notes of how to rebuild a team.
Right. Look, let me before we belabor this one game too much here. if you had to pick a play on this game from a size point, obviously the money line at minus 250 is ridiculous to play.
Yeah.
The three-way money line or in regulation money line is at minus 145. So that's almost still a little juicy, too juicy for me. Do you like them on the puck line? Do you like Anaheim to cover the puck line? Or what do you think about this total?
Oh, 7's a lot. Even for two good offense, that's a big number. I would probably lean Colorado 1.5. I think Anaheim could keep it close, but if it's a one-goal game towards the end, I could see Colorado netting an empty netter. I would probably pick the Colorado minus 1.5 just for that reason. I don't think they're going to blow them out, but I do think it could be close and they could put an empty netter in and cover that puck line.
I like it. I like that look a lot. I think that's the problem for me, right? As I start breaking down that game, you're like, okay, Anaheim's kept it really close, but then if they're down by one, they're pulling the goalie, Lucas Dostal, who has been amazing in his last 4 starts, been phenomenal. And then they get that empty netter, and it's like, I hate those things. I hate being on the fence on something like that. It drives me insane. It's one of my pet peeves. I'm rambling now.
Hey, I don't mind empty netters, especially for player props. Empty netters are a dream for me, especially if my team or the team I'm cheering for has the guy on there that I'm picking. Like Kaprizov the other night with like 1 minute to go.
Well, listen, and this is our dynamic, right? You're a big offensive output, player props, goal scoring, points. Every now and then, I say every now and then, very often, I'm taking an under. So for me, an empty netter is like the worst thing that could happen because you're in that 3-2 scenario and you got the under 5.5 and you're like, I'm sitting good, goal. And then you see that goalie sprint off the ice and I'm like, damn it, there it goes. So I got to start playing more overs.
They're a lot more fun and a lot less sweaty. And like I said, unless you got a guy needing one more point, it takes him to 1 minute left in overtime like last week.
Or unless you're watching an NFL primetime football game last week. Goodness.
Oh. They got to
Speaking of,
and we get the Jets and Patriots Thursday, so that should be a barn burner.
I'm going to hammer the under in that one and watch the over hit.
Oh, 100%.
And speaking of hits, before we get to our bets, let's talk about a big hit.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls, but when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors, original, hot, and no salt, that's gonna turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't-miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
Go get yourself some Bassett Blends. That stuff is dynamite. And while you're doing that, you can be watching a first period over in the Toronto-Boston game. I'm taking the first period over here that's at minus 135. Excuse me. I'm taking the same game parlay. You could play just the over. That's at minus 135. But I am putting this together with the same game parlay to bring that juice down to minus 105 because this game screams offense. Toronto, and I'm gonna get real nerdy on you for just 1 second. Bear with me because we're going to look at a thing that they call gift, a goal in the first 10 minutes, which correlates very highly with a first period total going over this 1.5. The Toronto Maple Leafs in all of their road games this season have seen a goal in the first 10 minutes. They also have a 100% hit rate for the total going over 1.5. Why? It's a combination of things. Anthony Stolarz is in goal. He's been horrible this season in goal for the Maple Leafs. Jeremy Swayman, who has been confirmed as the Boston goalie tonight, he has been just as inconsistent. He surrendered a first period goal in 6 of his last 8 starts. I love the fact that we're getting 2 goalies here who allow goals, 2 defenses that haven't figured out a way to stop anybody. And we're going to pair that with Victor Arvidsson to get 2 or more shots on goal. He has done this in 9 of 10 games this season. I expect to see a lot of goals in this one. And Victor, he doesn't have to score a goal. He's just got to get that puck on net. Robbie, what are you playing?
Yeah, we used to call him RV Hustle when he played for Nashville. Love Victor Arvidsson. But tonight, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're going to Kirill the Thrill Kaprizov for 2+ points, and we're getting this at plus 155. Look, the guy is a Sharks slayer. He has 7 goals, 10 assists, and a total of 17 points in his last 6 games against the Sharks. He's averaging 1.2 points in his last 10 games overall. I love him for a goal tonight. I love him for the 2+ points. This game went 6-5 the last time these teams met. The Sharks actually won that game. So if we could see 11 goals in this one, there's no way that Kaprizov isn't responsible for at least 2 of those points. His proven track record against the Sharks and even this season, love this spot. Last week we played Kaprizov. Like I said, took us to overtime with 1 minute left, but we still cashed the ticket. I think we cashed this one earlier than the third period tonight.
I love that look. And he has been on fire. He and Macklin have just been tearing it up. I love that look.
That's another team, the Sharks, where I'm hesitant betting their props. I did the other night when I was out of town, but like games like tonight, it should be a prop heavy for San Jose because they have no defense. Neither team has a defense in this game. Right. I think you could see a ton of goals, but I love Celebrini tonight. Kind of like Will Smith. I know William Eklund is no longer day-to-day. He's going to be back in the lineup tonight. So the Sharks should have a lot of their guys back. And then, on Minnesota, it's just Kirill the Thrill. That's the only guy I like betting on there. Sometimes you can bet Matt Boldy, but until Matt Boldy gets moved back up to the top line, I'm not touching his props.
Gotcha. I'm hoping for a lot of goals and a lot of offensive output in that game tonight as well. I'll get to that in just a reason. But look, the chat is buzzing. I love the numbers. Our live numbers they keep growing every day. And I just want to say thank you because it means so much to us. We are so very grateful. If you could do us a huge favor, because part of that growth comes from you guys hitting that like button. Just hit the like button. You can subscribe if you want. We'd appreciate that too. But please hit that like button for us. It really does help us grow. Speaking of tonight and things that we like for offense, we'll light the lamp. We've got Nathan McKinnon at -1. This is crazy. Your Kirill Kaprizov is at -105. Kyle Connor at +130. Macklin coming in at +165. And Morgan Geekie at +175. Do you like anybody here? Or you typically go off the board on us. So where are you at today?
I'm going to stay on the board. And I'm laughing because I've put a few of these guys on the site, but no jokes aside, I've personally bet all these guys to score a goal tonight, every single one of them.
Did you really?
But I have, yeah. Some guys like Celebrini, he's playing great, but I didn't really want to put it on the site because it's kind of a long shot. I've got Geeky for a point, but I didn't do his goal on the site. But he had one the last time he played Toronto. I think he scored in like 3 straight versus Toronto. All great looks, but I'm going to go with Kyle Connor tonight. And I actually got him at +150 this morning. He has 4 goals in his last 3 games against Vancouver. He had a hattie 3 games ago when they played in January. He had a hat trick. And Vancouver is allowed, let me pull it up here, 4 straight games with 7 goals to the left wing, the first left winger. So give me Kyle Connor tonight at +150 for my play on this show.
I like it. And you mentioned him, and I'm going with give me the Mac, right? The guy has just been hot. He's playing his ass off. He scored at least 1 goal in 3 of the last 4 games he's played in. He is just finding ways to get that puck past the goal and get it on net, and he keeps taking just a barrage of shots. And more importantly, his teammates are finding ways to get the puck to him so he can fire away. I love this spot for him, and I agree with you. I think that we see a ton of offense in this game tonight. Neither team plays a whole lot of defense, which really opens it up and creates those opportunities for Celebrini to get a score in this one. That's our daily dinger. If you have anyone, we do have somebody. RJ says, give me Geeky. He's been hot.
Yeah, 9 goals in his last 10 games. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, and aren't most geeks? Most geeks are hot. Just coming from a guy who's a little nerdy.
Sure.
Sure, he says. We do have some plays in here. Look, if you want some people's plays, the people parlay plays, drop them in the chat. We have some, I think these are more straight up plays. Tosh has played the Kraken money line at -120. Any thoughts on that, Rob?
Yeah, Columbus is on that second night of a back-to-back. They just played Edmonton last night.
Yep.
Seattle, not normally a good team, but it might be a good spot to attack Seattle with them having to travel to Seattle tonight. I don't hate that spot. I could see Seattle winning that game.
And Tosh put in a couple for us. He's also has play Western Illinois +7. It's got to be college basketball, right?
Yes, I'd imagine. I don't know if there's any football on tonight or not for college.
There must be.
Sure, there is.
Right?
Okay.
Akron.
Yeah.
I'm just going to double check and make sure that we're.
I've been doing nothing but hockey props and watching my three heathens this morning. So I've not even looked at football slate.
Akron is actually playing the Kent State Golden Flashes. And I do know that Kent State literally was considered the worst team in college football. I'm glad to see they're 3-6. Their over-under was 1.5 games for the season to win. So that's how bad they were.
The only thing I know about Kent State, there's a former heavyweight champion, Dolph Ziggler, was a wrestler for Kent State. That's my Kent State nugget of the day. There
you go. Kent State Walk of Fame.
Any of your wrestling nerds out there, there you go.
Boop. Glazed. Miss Kimberly White gave us a long one. Draymond Green to go under 19.5 PRAs, points, rebounds, and assists at -122. They show his season average at 19.5, but only because he had 27 last week. All the other games he's been under 19, and they're playing at OKC. I'm not opposed to that play at all, and I'll tell you why. I think, one, Golden State has not done well on the road. They're only 1-5 against the spread when they're on the road this season. And this OKC team is a different breed right now. I mean, they are just putting teams to bed. And I think if this thing gets to be a blowout, which I anticipate it will, I might have a play on this on the site. I do anticipate OKC to win this one. I think we see less of the starters, especially with, oh my goodness. Why did I just draw a blank on his name?
Which team?
Not
are you looking for?
I think we see for Golden State, we see Steph Curry. We see Steph Curry come out early. We see Draymond come out early. We see the bench start to clear, especially in a blowout, saving these guys. And it turns into a resting, they get to play 3.5 quarters instead of the full-fledged course of minutes. So, yeah, I like that play as well.
God, I miss the days when I was a kid and thought the NBA was the greatest thing ever. And now as an adult, it's just like, what are we doing?
What are we doing? Let's see. We do have some plays. Oh, Joe has a great question. Why not Minnesota San Jose State over the 1.5 first period?
I think he's San Jose Sharks. Yeah, Minnesota and San Jose Sharks. Yeah. San Jose State. That's all right. I knew what you meant.
Bouncing between college basketball.
Hey, that is honestly a great look, especially for the parlay, because I'd imagine it's probably pretty juiced, right?
I'm just taking a look at what.
See, I think he may have put it in the chat too, Mark. I think I saw minus 140 is what Joe has for that play.
So I can tell you for our first period ratings, 65. That is the 5th highest rated game on tonight's schedule to go over 1.5. Who do we have goaltending in this one?
I think
Alex and Gustafson.
Okay. Yeah, Gustafson's been leaky. Is Askarov, is he the one playing for San Jose?
No, Alex Nedeljkovic.
Nedeljkovic, yeah.
Yeah. And I can tell you what they've done. Hold on one second. So
I think
Philip
Gustafson,
Gustafson,
he's allowing like 3-point-something goals a game. I know that much.
he's actually, you know what? He hasn't done that bad in the first period. He is out of his last 4 starts. He's only allowed a first period. He allowed 3 first period goals in his last start. But other than that, he was coming off a 3 straight game run to the under a goal. And we said Alex. He hasn't had any game that he's given up multiple goals. And in his 7 starts, he's only allowed a first period goal in 4 of them. So, is he asking?
All right.
I know you already said this. Is that part of a people's play? Did I miss that?
Yes, he was wanting that part of the people's parlay. Correct.
You got it.
I think it was
All right.
140.
So let's start putting this thing together. First period, we're going to go over. And any more that we've seen?
TJ just put one in. Dallas Stars are plus, I think plus money for a power play go at plus 100. Playing Ottawa, who I think is dead last in penalty kills. That's not a bad look either. I think the Stars could probably hammer them tonight.
All right, so this is good. I got to shift books. Damn it, TJ. Making me switch books. I'll tell you what. So we've got Dallas Stars. Let me put this together. I'm just writing this down. Dallas power play. We've got the first period over. 1.5. I'll give you the model play on that. DG gave us RJ gave us Macklin Celebrini 2+ points for the People's Parlay at plus 235.
Now, I would play that as a solo play, but for the parlay, I think 1+ point would be probably better for the parlay. I don't hate that as an actual solo play for you, RJ. Okay. But I think for this parlay, I would do 1 point just to give us a better shot at it.
Right. All right. So we'll go celebrating 1+ point. And DG put in Cedric Howard for 10 points.
Thought I saw that somewhere. Yep.
All right. Any more that I've seen here? I'm looking at this. Pick any sport right here. Go Stars.
Unless you want to add one of Taj's. He had the Kraken on the money line, and then he had that Akron play. Akron -6.5. Those are the only other two. I don't know if those are people parlay plays or if those are just stuff that he's on.
You know what? We could do the Akron.
Okay.
Because the other one's catching points. His basketball one was +7 points. The Akron was just -6.5. So if we take them on the money line, all right. Here's what I'm gonna do. So I will put. Oh, Bruce said Knicks team total. Did I miss that? Where was that?
Right up above, because I know DG said he liked it as well.
So, right, but what was Bruce? If you could drop in what that line was, he just put in. Now we're getting them all flooding in. Boogie's got Maxey for 25+ points.
Yeah, so Bruce said Knicks team total. I was looking for the comment because it just has Knicks team total. You're right. We could have that actual total in there.
Okay, DG got it. It's 120.5.
Okay.
So let me see what the model says for the Knicks, and if we drop that down on an alt line, I was going to say if we drop that down on an alt line, that might make a lot more sense. New York Knicks. Sure. All right, here's what I'm going to do. We have. This is the fun part for me. Believe it or not, I look forward to this stuff, especially when I have you look at all these plays, because now I get to turn this over to the guys who are running the engine, the machine, if you will, the ghost in the machine. I get to feed it to the machine and say, kick out all the ones that have the highest probability hit rate, put that together for me, give me the top 4, and we go from there. So it's not me making the decision. This literally is being model fed and feed it in, and I'm going to have the model kick out what has the highest probability hit rate for tonight. And I will be dropping that video very, very shortly, right after this ends. But Rob, besides that Ducks Colorado game, right? I mean, but that's not till late. Anything else that's on your radar for tonight?
Yeah, I'm actually interested in I've been lost train of thought. The San Jose, Minnesota game, just because I love seeing goals, and I think I'm going to see a ton in that one. I'm looking forward to that one. Like I said, San Jose they're kind of where Anaheim was last year. They're right there. They're just not fully there yet. I think if they can start getting some defense, the Sharks could easily start becoming the Ducks of maybe next year. So I like watching them. They're a young, fun team. And, of course, I got some action on Kirill the Thrill, so I got to have that hit too.
I like it. I'm going to keep taking in a little bit of college basketball. Why? Because the model loves Tulane. So they're going down to Louisiana. They're playing Louisiana. And I think that they don't have to travel far. This is not a big, out-of-state thing. It's an in-state rivalry. And, yeah, I'm looking for Tulane to put a whooping to them. And then taking a little hockey because I know what's going to happen is our phone is going to start to blow up the minute that Ducks Avalanche game kicks off because DG is going to be talking so much trash and just it's obnoxious. It becomes. I can't tell you how many quack memes Rob and I get every time the Ducks play.
The kids today, we were looking for something to watch, and the Mighty Ducks showed up on the screen. And of course, Modus like, let's watch the Mighty Ducks. I said, absolutely not. I've had enough of the Ducks. Not watching the Ducks.
And we aren't even past November. We've already had enough of the Ducks. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, listen, we'll be back tomorrow. We got a brand new Robbie's Radar that we're lining up for tomorrow. You got 4 guys that you've kind of got your eyes on for this weekend's NFL player props. So as those lines start to come out, people can jump on those early, correct?
Correct. I've been noticing a trend. Hard Rock usually has those lines out early, and the last couple of weeks they've had the better lines. Beginning of the season, they would get the lines out early, but other books' lines were better. So I was kind of holding off, but I won quite a bit on Hard Rock this weekend thanks to their early nice lines. So hopefully they can keep that up this week.
All right. Well, listen, I can't wait, especially because the graphics for Robbie's Radar are absolutely phenomenal. I love those graphics every week.
That's all DG. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Well, then, thank you, DG. And with that, look, thank you again so much for hanging out with us. It has been, hopefully you had a little bit of fun. Hopefully we got some really good bets that are going to cash tonight for you. But for Robbie, myself, it has been a pleasure. We will be back here tomorrow, same time, 2:00 Eastern, right here on the Weekday Wagers channel with your Robbie's Radar NFL player props look ahead, as well as some more of our best bets. Until then, take care of yourselves. Be kind to one another. Let's cash these tickets.